So, every month Polychampions hosts a bullet tournament. The games are fast, you see how some of the best players in the world think, and you get to hear the games broken down with pro commentary. You get to hear exactly what top players are thinking about every play. Usually it's a formula for success, and it's plenty of fun. But this time something was off. The commentators couldn't stop talking about the West, falling or rising. I joined the call for what is supposed to be a gentleman's game and hear,
The West! The West! The West is fallen! The West is fallen!
Something was going on, but why? I am the refined gentleman, Chris, and I will walk you through this truly fascinating series of games in a way those ruffians never could. What you have to understand about this whole situation is team politics. The format is double elimination, so even after you lose in this tournament, you play on in the second bracket. There's a twist, however. Even if you win, get all the way through the lower bracket, the player coming from the winner's bracket only needs to win one game to take the entire tournament. The player coming from the winner's bracket this time is Dazo, currently the highest rated player on Kraken, but definitely known for his games with more time than the bullet games. And coming from the loser's bracket, Yeti Peaks, who has swept the tournament from a few hours ago. That's why we call him Yeti Sweeps. Who knocked him out and put him in the loser's bracket for this tournament? Well, it was a Kraken. As the game starts, Dazo takes his time to set up chipmunk mode. Call it 007 the way it provides 0 strategic benefit, 0 seconds on his clock, but most importantly gives him +7 respect. I'm starting to fear for Dazo's management of his clock. Perhaps all Kraken players are inherently lethargic, or maybe reaching the pinnacle of skill requires sacrificing your ability to make decisions quickly. Either way, he is not getting the 27 seconds he spent deciding between border growth and population growth back.
Just take population growth! It's been 27 seconds! Just take population growth!
Yeti's next move is similarly brilliant. By positioning his warrior on the mountain, he prevents Dazo from picking up important vision that could have given him Eye of God. Or, as our commentators explained at the time,
he's blocking him from that lighthouse. He hates him. Zam.
Dazo's making good progress here with his attack on the center of the map, but continued withdrawals from his time bank seem to be costing him dearly as he's ending every turn with nothing on his clock.
Yeti is losing.
The West.
Oh, fast. Bro. Oh. Okay, the giant's fine.
Boom.
No.
Yeti fires back, though, with one last hope, his cloaks. Yeti's targeting Dazo's high-level cities with a strong attack, but these invisible units are weak and vulnerable until they get there. Will Dazo have enough time to discover and kill them?
I feel that it's more.
Dazo, you can do it. Your cap get cloaked like this. Don't run out of time like Dazo.
Yes.
Please.
The fuck? I didn't even recognize.
13 seconds. Come on.
No!
No.
The West.
What is he
No!
doing? What is he doing?
The West. The West.
And just like that, Dazo's lack of time has led him to the darkest pits of despair. Yeti's going to drop a cloak in his capital that will also siege him, and Dazo doesn't have the units to kill this. It could be game over right now.
Is he gonna run out of time? He's gonna run out of time?
He's got 13 seconds.
He's
Come on. He's got it.
Please!
Are you waiting so long? Mark. Oh.
Drop them on the cap, please! Why aren't you moving the other giant? No!
But at the last second, Dazo giant pushes to save his capital, and now things are looking tricky for Yeti, who has to defend Dazo's giant approaching him. Yeti's all too familiar with this level of pressure, and makes use of the oft-forgotten spiritualism to save his capital. Let's see how the commentators treated this impressive find.
Okay. Yes.
Oh, he's got no!
Spiritualism, let's go!
First time ever.
No!
What the?
Weep, Nino! Weep!
What the?
My
Dude.
God.
Yeti.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Goat.
Yeti wins! He's the GOAT, I guess? Or is he? Their second game showcases an entirely different dynamic with equal amounts of chaos. Let's see how they approach Zebasi.
There's Zebasi. No! No! No!
Way to stay impartial there, buddy. But look at the number of farms on Yeti's capital. And after Dazo's loss, too. We have a clear favorite. The game proceeds with pretty standard Zebasi Rider Road shenanigans from both sides until we get to this point. Dazo's extra village is being sieged by a giant he has no hope of getting rid of, and he should be lost. But the last second he makes the amazing happen. With a veteran swordsman rune off the edge of the map, he threatens a siege on Yeti's western city. Trying to play around the absolute unit, Yeti leaves the city open and denies the threat. He overlooked one key detail, though. This weak rider is about to promote. Dazo spots it instantly and gets the veteran siege, securing him the west and putting him back in the game.
This is like this, and you get big, good siege of. Oh! And yes!
This doesn't stop anyone from cheering Yeti on, though.
Oh, my base.
My goat. My goat.
My God.
He's
My
doing
God.
it.
The Tempest commentators still have good reason to celebrate their GOAT, though. After taking the city in the northwest, he's effectively exchanged one city for another. But Dazo's city is stuck behind enemy lines and difficult to defend. They've managed to get into another position where everything will be decided by razor-sharp tactics.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, you can just walk in there. Why didn't Yeti make a warrior?
Your goat is washed.
The commentators seem puzzled by Yeti's play here. My detailed analysis tells me that Yeti left the city open to avoid spending 2 stars to let a veteran swordsman siege him. A very simple one-turn tactic.
Nah, it's because he's washed.
Why didn't he get a cloak?
He was scared that he had vision and would road him from the east siege his capital.
Oh.
But he didn't have vision.
Okay, Ino's goat was officially washed.
Wash.
No!
He's chopped. He's chopped.
No!
You would think that Yeti would need to send his giant back into the city to unsiege Dazo's rider. Alas, Dazo doesn't even get that consolation. He'll have to deal with an advancing giant from Yeti, and his siege fails to hold because Yeti pops a giant there. Yeti appears to have found the reins to this out-of-control sleigh and is preparing to get it back on the Tempest track.
See if he's gonna do it.
You don't need roads of your own. You already know. What is that road? No. Okay.
Poor Ai-No funny. Are you like having a panic attack over here?
Yes. I don't get invested in Bullet because this is what happens. I look at how they play and
And it makes you cry.
Please get the cloak! Get the cloak! Please! Yes! Yes!
Dazo's defense of his western city has him using all of his time, as a single mistake in a position this complex would result in an immediate loss. But as we know, playing to the buzzer has cost him before.
Oh my gosh!
Wait,
No.
siege. Siege with
No,
warrior.
you
Siege with warrior. Yes.
Oh!
Yeti, my goat.
And finally, his indiscriminate use of time catches up to him. A critical error. The cloak trained in the North City can be reached by Yeti's warrior. Dazo's attack, stifled. Dazo's hopes, crushed. Dazo's winning chances? Well, that remains to be seen.
Yeah, so he's gonna pick up this West City again.
Yes.
He's gonna take
He
that
does
back.
have that giant. Ooh.
What do we say about
But
the
he
West?
can force.
What do
The
we
West.
say?
It's
The West has fallen.
It's
The West has fallen.
It's just that simple.
With the dirt covering his North Cloak's grave still fresh and the West falling, Yeti Sweeps victory seems inevitable. He should be conquering his second bullet tournament today. But Dazo is tenacious. Dazo is determined. And Dazo is winning.
Oh, Yeti's washed.
Oh.
With no income and no prospects, the game is over. And surely, right, guys? Surely the commentators handled their sacred task of announcing this defeat graciously, right?
No income for Yeti Reeks.
No.
Does it?
No!
Yes!
That's
Oh!
Yes!
Uh,
Go! Go!
Dazo!
Ghost watched.
How undignified. Congratulations to Dazo and the Kraken. If you'd like to play in a bullet tournament yourself or join a team, a link to join the server is in the description. Maybe you want to like and subscribe while you're down there. By any means, have a good one, and remember, there is something you can do.